Students, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the class. Students, we are doing the dramatic monologue Porphyria's Lover by Robert Browning, and we are doing its textual analysis, and we have completed almost 25 lines. As I have already told you that this is Browning's first dramatic monologue that was printed in Monthly Repository in the year 1836. And later on, it was published in Dramatic Lyrics in the year 1842. It describes a grim murder and is narrated by the abnormal, if not actually insane, lover of Porphyria after he has strangulated her. We have already read that one stormy, windy night, a woman, that is Porphyria, she comes to meet her lover. As we have read, this lover was never sure of her love for him. She comes in, shuts out the storm, kneels and makes a pleasant blaze. And it's raining. Porphyria is all wet. Her cloak is oozing with water. And she sits beside her lover. And what is going on in the lover's mind? Lover till now has been perturbed. He has been confused whether she really loves him or not. And today, both are sitting there. The lover's heart is disturbed, furious, but also determined, just like the fury of the stormy, windy night. Their love crosses all obstacles and they meet forever in spite of everything. So, Porphyria's lover says, let us come to the text. And let us come to the line number 23. To set its struggling passion free from pride and veneer ties dissever, and give herself to me forever. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay feast restrain a sudden thought of one so pale, for love of her, and all in vain, so she was come through wind and rain. So the lover says that so, setting pride and vanity of social status and superiority aside, Porphyria had come to him, struggling all along her way against the fury of the fast blowing wind. Lover says, disbelieve me or not when I say that I looked up with my eyes shining with happiness and pride at hers to impress her with the final victory of my love over her false and veneer ties. Now lover says that he is convinced after a long period of disappointment and the way the lady till now was not responding to him, that she was sincerely devoted to him and she was in love with him. Now this is the feeling of the lover at this moment. So this pleasant and sudden surprise made lover's heart glow with big pride, and it contained within him as to what he should do next in order to celebrate this success. happy and proud. At last I know. Porphyria worshipped me. Surprise made my heart swell, and still it grew while I debated what to do. That moment she was mine fair. So, Browning is emphasizing this feeling in the heart of the lover, that alliteration is here. That moment she was mine, fair. So, lover thinks that this is the moment when she totally belongs to him. She has totally surrendered herself before him. And he says, perfectly pure and good, I found a thing to do, and all her hair in one long yellow string I wound, 3 times her little throat around and strangled her. So, what does the lover do? Till now, he wasn't able to decide what to do, what to say, how to reveal his feelings towards her. So, what does he do? He held her hair and thrice he entwined her hair around her throat, and he strangulated Porphyria with her own hair. And what else he says? No pain felt she, I am quite sure. She felt no pain. As a shut bud that holds a bee, I warily opened her lids. Again laughed the blue eyes without a strain. So, the lover says that he strangulated Porphyria with her hair, and now he describes her face when she is dead. Now, this description is pathetic and pictorial as well. The lover further says, she felt no pain when she was strangled. He says, I am quite sure about it. Then he opened her eyes very cautiously, as one would the petals of a delicately closed bud which holds a bee imprisoned inside. And to his surprise, her beautiful blue eyes still seemed to laugh and did not exhibit any sign of pain. So, students, after committing a crime, though quite unknowingly, for he is not in his real senses, the lunatic lover is justifying his action. If we were to read more carefully, we find that the lover's mental equilibrium is so much disturbed that he can't judge or realize what he has done. He very innocently, like a child, describes his whole action without realizing its seriousness. To him, it is nothing more than a game played between two lovers. So, next, he says, and I undistinguished next the tress about her neck. Her cheek once more blushed bright beneath my burning kiss. I propped her head up as before, only this time my shoulder bore her head, which droops upon it still. The smiling rosy little head, so glad it was its utmost will, that all it scorned at once fled. And I, its love, am gained instead. Porphyria's love, she guessed not how her darling one wish would be heard. And thus we sit together now, and all night long we have not stirred, and yet God has not said a word. So the lover He wound all her hair in one long yellow string 3 times round her throat and strangles her to death. According to him, Porphyria died a painless death. The lover is sure that she had felt no pain. He carefully opened her eyelids, and a feeling that her blue eyes were still laughing. This is what he felt. He kisses her cheek, and it seems to him that her cheek is once more blushing. He raised her head and rested it on his shoulder. It seemed to him that her head was glad to have lost its life in exchange for the gain of her lover's love. Porphyria could never have imagined in what manner her desire to possess her love would be fulfilled. Throughout the night, the lover sat with the head of Porphyria drooping over his shoulder, but throughout the night, God did not speak a single word. So, the lover, he feels in an insane manner, he thinks that Porphyria's face shows a complete satisfaction he can see there. No shadow of pain or sorrow is traceable. So he is trying to convince himself that Porphyria did not feel any pain on being strangled, that he was justified in killing her. So the last line, the final lines are reflection of Porphyria's love on the event, the strangling of his beloved. He thinks that Porphyria's darling wish has been fulfilled. They have met that day after such a long time, and thereafter he thinks that they will never part. So in the concluding lines of the poem, the lover says that Porphyria's love is gained, but before she attained the pinnacle of her ambition in this strangest manner of manners, she little knew how it would be granted. We have both been sitting throughout the night waiting his judgment, means God's judgment upon the dead, but still we have not heard a word from him. So students, here the textual analysis of the poem comes to an end. Thank you very much.